Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're pulling back the curtain on some of the world's most successful brands to figure out how they achieve such explosive growth. I'll tell you right now, it wasn't magic. It was a brilliant and repeatable playbook that we're going to break down so you can start using it right away. It's the question, right? The one that every single entrepreneur obsesses over. And yeah, it can feel like some brands just have a secret sauce, but the answer is actually way more strategic and more accessible than you might think. So let's get into it. We're going to deconstruct the success of these giants and turn it into a clear, actionable playbook that you can actually use for your own business. All right, so here's our roadmap for today. We're going to explore 3 key pillars of growth. First, finding your voice. Second, building your community. And third, creating better experiences. Then we'll wrap it all up with a playbook to put everything into action. Okay, let's dive into pillar 1, finding your voice. In a world that is just drowning in advertisements, having a truly authentic voice isn't just a nice to have. It's your sharpest tool for cutting through all that noise. Let's look at a brand that absolutely nailed this. So take Dollar Shave Club. Just think about their challenge for a second. Here's this tiny startup. Nobody has any idea who they are, and they decide they're going to take on the industry behemoth, Gillette. Gillette. Their weapon wasn't a huge ad budget, but one single, hilarious, and incredibly bold video. And the result? It was absolutely explosive. The video went viral pretty much instantly, and bam, it pulled in 12,000 orders in the first 2 days alone. It's just powerful proof that a sharp, authentic message can beat a massive budget any day of the week. So the big takeaway here is that raw authenticity and a message that's crystal clear are way more powerful than some super polished, perfect ad. Dollar Shave Club connected with people by being relatable, not by being perfect. Okay, next up, Old Spice. This company managed a complete 180. They totally transformed their image from, your grandfather's aftershave into this witty, surprising, and culturally relevant brand for a whole new generation. So how'd they do it? They saw an incredible 107% jump in sales, and it came from one brilliant move. They started targeting the women who often buy these products for men. The Man Your Man Could Smell Like campaign became a viral sensation that completely redefined the brand. And then there's Wendy's, which takes this whole strategy to another level. Their social media voice is just legendary, right? It's distinctive, it's edgy, it's hilarious. They famously roast their rivals. It made them internet famous and proves that a bold personality, when you do it right, is totally unforgettable. So a strong voice gets you heard. That's step 1. But our second pillar, building community, is what turns those customers into true, passionate advocates. This is all about creating connection around shared values. Think about Airbnb's biggest challenge. It was trust. How do you convince someone to go stay in a complete stranger's home? They didn't solve it with ads. They solved it with stories. Their whole Belong Anywhere campaign turned their hosts and guests into the storytellers, using their real photos and local guides to build a genuine sense of community. And the impact? An 8-fold, that's 8 times increase in engagement. It shows that authentic, user-generated stories build a level of trust that you just can't buy with advertising. Airbnb wasn't selling a room, they were selling an experience. Now, Dove provides a total masterclass in values-based marketing. Their Real Beauty campaign wasn't really about soap at all. It was a movement. It challenged those narrow, unrealistic beauty standards by featuring real women. The message itself became so much more powerful than the product. And you can see the impact right here. Dove's brand loyalty just soared. And this fits a wider trend we're seeing. Purpose-driven brands, on average, see 46% higher customer loyalty. People don't just buy what you do, they buy why you do it. The Indian food delivery giant Zomato really demonstrates the power of localization. Instead of just generic one-size-fits-all ads, they create hyper-local content for different regional festivals and cultures. This single move boosted their engagement by a massive 42%, proving that cultural relevance is king. All right, on to our final pillar, creating better experiences. Now, this isn't about using technology just for the sake of it. This is about using tech to create personalized, valuable interactions that are so good they keep customers hooked. Sephora tackled a huge problem for online retail. How do you try before you buy when it comes to makeup? Their solution was the Virtual Artist app. Using augmented reality, it let users virtually try on millions of makeup shades right from their own home, which built an incredible amount of trust and confidence. And the business impact was direct and immediate. Products that were featured in the AR app saw a 37% jump in conversions. By solving a real customer problem with technology, Sephora directly drove sales. It's as simple as that. And of course, Spotify. They're the masters of this. They take your own listening data and turn it into a personalized gift. Features like the Discover Weekly playlist and that hyper-shareable wrapped summary at the end of the year, they don't just keep you listening, they turn you into a marketer for the brand. It's just brilliant. And you really don't need to be Spotify to apply this principle. It's about using the data you already have to create real value. It's about stopping the guesswork. Stop assuming what your customers want and start responding to what their actual behavior is telling you. Okay, so we've seen what these incredible brands did. We've deconstructed their strategies. Now let's pivot and get really practical and focus on what you can do right now with this simple, actionable playbook. Here is your 6-step plan. First, pick one style from today that really inspired you, and then validate that it actually fits your audience. Then, get your offer down to 2 crystal clear sentences and create one focused campaign. Now, the last 2 steps are absolutely crucial. Track your results, then analyze and refine your approach. This isn't a one-shot deal, it's a loop. And as you get started, try to avoid these common pitfalls. The biggest one, talking about yourself instead of your customer. Beyond that, make sure every piece of content has a clear purpose. Actually listen to feedback, stay true to your brand, and please be patient. Real growth is a marathon, not a sprint. And that brings us to our final thought. The most effective marketing isn't about the biggest budget. It's about clarity, it's about connection, and it's about consistency. Every brand we looked at today found that one unique story that only they could tell. So the question for you is, what's yours?